Know a lot about golf.
Well, we're waiting.
Well, you've heard the music. We are here. Well, why would we be anywhere else?
Now, come on. You know, on the radio, on the airwaves, man. This is our spot. Be any place else. We like it.
See, we can be on the radio and talk about golf and sound like we're real good, as opposed to being on a golf course and playing golf and showing people. At least I'm speaking for myself here, Mr. Jeff. You understand? So, yeah.
It's okay. But, you know, here's the fun part, right? We get to say, because you have the magic edit button, we get to say almost anything we want, and we just let loose a little. We have fun with this.
Yeah.
Because if we say anything, usually me, if we say anything just kind of over the edge, out of line, you know. Look, you're the longtime radio professional. I've learned to curb it.
Yeah.
But I've only been doing this for 8 years, and I don't want to curb it.
Hey, it's part of your endearing charm, Jeff. He is Jeff
right?
Smith, by the way, on the way to the Golf Cave in Edinburgh, Indiana, Timbergate Golf Course. I am John Ashton, longtime radio personality, as he has said. Thanks for the long time bit. And I am in the studio, and you know, and collectively we are those weekend golf guys. We have some stuff coming up today because it is early in the season. We're going to get you ready. Maybe just psychologically get you ready, maybe physically get you ready, or maybe with your game get you ready. We're going to actually be talking with, we got a listener.
Yet another fan of those weekend golf guys listens to us, reached out to me. I helped him a little bit last night with his golf game, and he's in Bakersfield, California. Marco Contreras is calling us today and said, hey, let's do this thing.
Cool.
I said, we're betting you on the air, brother. Come on, let's do this.
Yeah, because I bet you, I mean, he said, 12, 18 hours since you gave him whatever tips you gave him on the video last night, and I'm sure he's probably already seen a marked improvement in anything that he's doing.
Well, he was having trouble with the strike, so what I told him, well, we'll get into that in the next segment.
Yes, we will.
This is a fun one, right? And
yes.
a good time with this.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
All right. After 8 years, he's learning how to edit himself. That is such good news. Who'd have thunk it? Okay, we've got information coming up. You know, that's my bad habit. I keep listening. I have English teachers, a long line of English teachers and professors who cringe whenever they hear me say that. We have a great show coming up, and you need to hang out and listen to it. Don't go away. You know, it's April, and it's going to be a great month for sports. Therefore, a great month to make some extra money with MyBookie. With the Masters and the tournament finals right around the corner, you know why MyBookie says bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. Deposit $200 and you'll have $300 to bet with. Deposit $500 and you'll have $750 to bet with. MyBookie will bonus you up to $1,000 bonus. Plus, there's a ton of NBA action on tap and Major League Baseball's back. See what MyBookie means. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. So get off the green and make some green with the Masters this weekend. Go to MyBookie.com online or MyBookie AG on your mobile and use the promo code GolfGuys. When you do, MyBookie will match your first deposit halfway up to $1,000. Deposit $500, get $250. Deposit $100, get $50. That's free cash credited to your account instantly. So visit MyBookie.com online or on your phone at MyBookie.ag and use promo code GolfGuys to grab yourself that huge deposit bonus. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
Stunning.
You don't have to hit a shot to fall in love with the Pete Dye and Donald Ross courses at French Lick Resort. Our hotel and golf packages are the way to go. Add the casino and spas, and it's a road trip for the memory book. Safely get back to the game you love with one of the packages found online at FrenchLick.com. Legendary golf at French Lick Resort. A breath of fresh air.
Must be 21 to enter casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
It's 2021. Things are getting better, and your business is getting better, and it's growing, and you've got a growth strategy that includes adding some new members to your team this year. If that sounds like you, then LinkedIn Jobs is something you need to know about, because LinkedIn Jobs can find the right person for you quickly. And to make things better, your first job post is free. You know, LinkedIn's an active community of professionals. More than 722 million members worldwide. Somewhere on there is your perfect candidate. And you can post a job with targeted screening questions, and LinkedIn will quickly get your role in front of more qualified candidates. Manage your job posts. It's functional. It's streamlined. It's one simple screen. And when your business is ready to make that next hire, find the right person with LinkedIn Jobs. And now you can post a job for free. Just visit linkedin.com/golfguys. Again, that's linkedin.com/golfguys to post a job for free. Terms and conditions apply. And we are back. John Ashton here, Jeff Smith there. You, right where you belong, in front of that speaker, listening intently. And we appreciate it because intense listening is going to help your golf game. Jeff mentioned a listener, Marco, out in Bakersfield, got in touch with him last night. He's walked through a few things. What was his main problem, man?
Well, you know, he was telling me he had iron trouble, right? He was hitting it a little fat, a little thin, right? Mostly fat. And so, you know, I gave him some imagery. You know, I got him. We talked a little bit about ball position, right? We'll go through that when we get him on the line. But I talked about imagery and what he could see. And it was, you know, big picture stuff, not necessarily holistic, but it was big picture stuff, right? So he understood a little bit about where ball position could be and why his club lands where it lands. But what I did is I said, okay, I want you to go out and I want you to print up little stickers of John's face. And you can print them up, right? You can just take a little snapshot of us online. I know. Go with me on this one, John. I know.
Okay.
So print up a little picture of John's face, put on a little sticker, you know, one of those little stickers that are about the size of a dime that you can go out and buy them in the office supply place, right? And print them on there and just start, you know, put those stickers right on the golf ball. So he's going to hit your face. Now, all of a sudden, he's like, oh, I could picture that. I got that going. I am really, I mean, we're talking contact, baby.
So you couldn't like buy a Sharpie and do the same thing?
It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. You know, look, you'd have to have an awful sharp Sharpie to make the mustache. Right? It's just easier to print up some pictures of John with the big stash going, all right, give me a ride, boys. Right?
Okay.
No. I mean, we talked some other stuff. I just like to have a little fun, right? You know, interestingly enough, Marco called, you know, and I get a lot of students that call, John, that they listen to our show and they reach out to me. They find me. They go to my Jeff Smith Golf Instruction website. They click on the email and bam, there it is. They send me an email and I call them. Because when golfers are calling me and they say, we love your show, we love what you're doing, and I need some help. I'm instantly, if the second I can break free from teaching live lessons, I'm calling. That's just, I mean, I got somebody that's listening to what we're doing and they're having fun with this. So he's just the latest in the line of people that are calling, and they want to get dialed in for the summer, the springtime, man. It's the people are coming out of the woodwork. They've been listening to us for a while and they're looking at it going, man, Jeff's got to help. I got to ask him. So I talked to him. Just last week, I had a guy from Austin, Texas call me, right? Rich from Austin. How you doing? Glad you're listening to us again. Thanks for the shout out the other day. Of course, Rich was slicing, you know, first starts out this season. He's played a few times because it's a little warmer down there than it is up here. He's played a few times. He's like, all right, I got the early season blues here. I'm slicing. I'm not a happy man. He goes, why is my club coming from the other side? And I just said, hey, Rich, let's think about this. Tell me what is forcing your club to the other side of the ball. What is putting pressure on it? He's like, well, my hands are on it. I said, yeah. So they're shoving pressure to the other side of the golf ball and your club's coming back inward. So you're pushing out and you're pulling in. Does that make sense, John?
It makes sense to me perfectly.
Well, good, because you are exactly like everybody else.
I am every man. You got it, yes.
So anyway, he figured that out. He's like, man, I'm pushing on there. He goes, okay, now I understand. I'm pushing it out away from me up top and then bringing it back down across me down at the bottom. I said, that's exactly right. And what we're trying to do is keep that force behind you at the top and push it out at the bottom. He's like, oh, so at the top of my backswing, all I got to do is start turning my body and the arms stay back. I'm like, yep, until they can't stay back anymore and then go out. It's wow. So he sends me a note 2 days later on an email. I'm going to put that up on the Facebook page because it was just a concept that I gave him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Keep the club back up top behind you longer, and it will get out at the ball, and all of a sudden his path just radically changed. And this was just a concept because I didn't get to see his grip.
Right.
And I didn't get to see where all those forces were coming from and the angle of his arms. And I didn't get to do a physical screening on him. But, Rich got the point. The club's got to stay behind him longer at the top of the backswing. And he felt like, he said in his email to me, he said he felt like the club head was behind him halfway into his downswing.
Okay.
Okay. And then it came out to the ball. What a great understanding. Right? So he had the feel. And, of course, he told me the results were no more slices. That's right up the middle. Because I feel like I'm just pushing my club out to the ball at the bottom. Like, there you go.
You know what I think is outstanding, man, is that people who have listened to us for any length of time understand the concept of their slicing because their club is moving outside to inside. Most of us recreational golfers, we start slicing, we start messing with the club head at address, maybe towing it in a little bit or closing it, thinking that maybe it's the club head that's making it go to the right. It's just nice to know that people actually are beginning to understand the concept of what it is that actually makes the ball slice for most of us. And it's not the position of the club head most often. It's the path of your swing. It makes me feel good that people are understanding that because God knows we've said it enough.
I know.
Yeah.
Look, me more so than you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the guy out here teaching it. We've been talking about time. The club has to come from your side to get away from that slice move, right?
Right.
If that's what you want to get rid of, that club has to come from your side of the golf ball, because if it comes from the other side of the ball, you're in deep doo-doo, man. That's a shot you tell me you don't want to play. Now, wait, there are people out there that want to play that, right? They want to play a little fade, right? They want a little bit of curvature. Ball starts closer to them and then moves away toward the target. They're all good with that, right?
Right. But there is
championship winners, right, have done a lot of that. But, it's amazing to me how some of the greatest players, or many of the greatest players in the world have hit a cut as their stock shot, as the one that they can rely on, and how many amateurs hate that shot. Because I think it's really they hate that shot because they think it's weak, and maybe it's because the way they've been going about it.
Is it the fade or the draw that rolls more when it hits the ground?
It's usually the draw, but you think about this, fade, depending on how high the fade is, right, it usually lands a little softer because you're coming across the ball and there's usually more loft on the face with a fade, so it launches it a little higher and spins it. So it comes down at a landing angle that's a little bit more steep to the ground,
right,
and it stops. Now think about that. Isn't that awful helpful for an iron?
If you're hitting into a green, yes. If you're hitting into a fairway, no.
Right. But
yes.
So a lot of people will sit there and try to gear their whole game around, hey, I guess I want more distance. Let's learn to draw it off the tee and fade it into the greens.
There you go.
The draw is usually a little lower, a little less loft coming through. It doesn't launch the ball up in the air with as much spin. And then when it hits the ground, it rolls out a little bit more. So and that's how they get more distance off the tee. Right? But when they're hitting irons into the green, they want that dude to stop.
Yeah.
And so, it's an interesting little conundrum here. So I got a lot of players that understand that, and they say, okay, I'm okay with fading my irons because I know they'll stop better, but I don't want to fade my driver.
Right.
Okay? So then you got to understand what way you got to come at the ball.
Yeah.
If you do that, we're okay.
I can hear people now going, I don't even know where it's going when I hit it, and he wants me to learn how to shape shots? Come on, man.
Yeah, that's the way we do it, baby.
And you will hang with us, man, and you'll be shaping your shots, in a couple of weeks. Maybe longer. Who knows? We've got more. Hang out. We are those weekend golf guys, and we'll be right back. Okay, we weren't going to tell anybody this, but we're bad at keeping secrets, so we're going to tease a little bit. We have been reworking $5golfclub.com. You are going to, in a couple of weeks, be able to get lessons from Jeff directly from the internet to help you break whatever your number is, because this is the year you're going to break it. 100, 90, 80, 70, whatever the number is. It's coming in a couple of weeks. Plus, there's a few other things that are just going to wow and amaze you. And how about the totally raw, uncut version of those Weekend Golf Guys radio show? Yeah, I'll explain how that's going to work, too. But just go right now, $5golfclub.com, and just fill out the little form about, hey, let me know when it's up, and we will keep you in touch. It'll be 2 or 3 weeks down the road, but you don't want to miss it. $5golfclub.com. I want to talk to you about a company called Supply. Supply brings the barbershop-style shaving experience right into the convenience of your own home. You know, the Single Edge is a fully metallic single-blade razor designed to provide the closest, most comfortable shave ever. And using a single blade to shave minimizes the risk of irritation, bumps, and ingrown hairs. It's great for head shaving, and it's great for women, too. The Single Edge comes with 3 proprietary shave settings. There's sensitive, there's comfortable, and there's ultra close, so you can customize your shave to your preferences. The best part is the injector blades the Single Edge uses are non-proprietary. That means they've been in production for hundreds of years, and you can buy them from multiple brands. A 3-month supply costs you about $6, so you save a ton in the long run. Shaving cream and post-shave are alcohol-free, skincare products are water-free, and they all have no harmful chemicals and are organic, sustainable, and food grade. All products come with a 100-day trial and a lifetime warranty. Go to supply.co and use promo code GOLF to save 15%. That's supply.co.
Hi, this is Neil Michaels, sales manager for those Weekend Golf Guys. You know, as guys, so much of our identity is wrapped up in our hair. That's why when we start noticing the first signs of hair loss, it feels like panic time. No guy is ever ready to go bald, and I speak from experience. The bald spot, the receding hairline, ugh. Thankfully, now there's Keeps, the simple and easy way to keep your hair. Until I started using Keeps, I keeps hair in my sink, and I keeps a lot of my hair on the floor. Well, Keeps offers generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there. You may have even tried them before, but never for this price. Keeps treatments start at just $10 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get your first month free. Keeps treatments usually take 4 to 6 months to see results. So what are you waiting for? Go to keeps.com/golfguys to get your first month of treatment free. That's KEEPS.com/golfguys.
And thanks for coming back, hanging out with us all day today. This is John Ashton in studio. He is Jeff Smith on his way to the golf cave in Edinburgh, Indiana, Timber Gate Golf Course. Reason I misspoke the name of the course, man, is first thing, you know, last week they had a lot of bad weather down in the south. Tornadoes decimated a lot, and one of the places that got torn up was Shoal Creek.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the golf course just south of Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah.
Substantial tornado damage to Shoal Creek Golf Course, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a while before they can get that back up to even a semblance of normalcy. And anybody,
I had not heard that. Wow.
Sympathies to anybody who lived through literally that, because there's nothing more frightening than a tornado. There really isn't. You get no advanced warning. It's just there. And
Yeah, I have
it's
heard
just frightening. It's frightening.
Amazing, scary stories.
Yeah. Speaking of scary stories, we got a listener named Marco who's coming up in the next segment who got up one morning and said, you know, I listened to him. I bet you Jeff can fix this problem. And reached out to Jeff, and we're going to encourage all of our listeners who have a problem to do that, because yes, Jeff can correct your problem. Just talk to him, man. And we'll put you on the air.
I think it's one of the most fun things that I get to do when people reach out to me because they've listened to us. So if you have ever had the thought that you want to reach out to me and ask me anything about golf, you know, I've had people reach out to me and ask me other stuff. I'm like, hey, got to stick to the subject here, folks. All right? You know, but I love it. It absolutely thrills me when one of our listeners wants some help from wherever they are. And I do a lot of remote coaching, and I use my online stuff, and I use my Iconic Golf platform to do that. And I'm telling you, I've helped a bunch of people. So if you're out there and you want some help and you don't feel like, you want an in-person golf lesson at your local place, come find me. I'm here to help.
Yeah, if you've had a lesson and it didn't help, or if you want to go to Jeff first and then take that information and find a pro who can be like Jeff in your neighborhood, that's fine. Just get in touch. The contact details are on those weekendgolfguys.com. Just reach out through Facebook or, Instagram or the website or whatever. Jeff, I have a question. There is a gizmo that my brother-in-law bought. And again, my brother-in-law is one of those guys that is looking for equipment to fix him. He never has and never will take a lesson.
Was it one of those big sold wedges that sells for $89.99, $95?
that can get you out of anything, anytime, anywhere? No.
Is it one of those?
No, it was actually the most practical thing he's ever purchased. It's one of those. It wasn't an orange whip, but it was something that looks exactly like it with the big heavy ball at the end and the very flexible shaft. It's about the length of a driver. I pulled that out of his bag right at the first tee while we're waiting. And I'll swing that for maybe a minute. And man, my drives right from the get-go. We don't have to do that. Hit it till you're happy on the first tee. My first swing of the day is
about that.
And so what does that thing do, man?
Well, let's first think about its primary use. You swing it around you a few times and all of a sudden your body's kind of warmed up and ready to go. Think about it. It's got weight on the end, a flexible shaft. You're swinging it around. Guess what? You're probably making a bigger turn.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
you probably allowed more motion to happen.
You know what I found out is that thing makes you take a bigger turn because it kind of pulls you in either direction.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty helpful. Think about your age and how stiff you are and how much groaning you do when you get out of bed. Right? And you brush the crumbs off the top of your belly and you start to swing. Right? There we go. Sorry.
That's okay, man. Yeah. That's okay.
I'm just, speaking to the average guy out there listening.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't me. It was the proverbial you. I got you. Not a problem.
Yes.
Not a problem.
The collective you. Right. Maybe I should say y'all.
Y'all.
Y'all. Right?
Well,
That's what they do in the South, right?
Well, except remember in the South, y'all is still singular. The plural is all y'all.
All y'all. That's right. Actually pretty darn funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny. You got two alls in there.
That little gizmo is I have found it's to be very helpful. Do you know anything else that can help in various aspects of your game that you can do like at the last minute to get your body in line or whatever?
Well, there are a handful of things, right? And usually they're in the stretching category. When you say last minute, right? They're in the stretching category, but there's also another one that I like.
Okay.
Like they're the thing that when you, let's say that you've got this not golf club, but it's got a couple of things that slide up and down the shaft.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And make noise when it slides to the bottom when you unhinge your wrists very fast to the bottom, right?
Yep.
Those things are very helpful.
Yeah.
So I've made a couple different ones, right? I've taken an old golf club, for example. John, this is a good idea for you.
Okay.
Right? I've taken an old golf club and I cut the grip off of it and I took two large washers. One of them, the diameter of the inside diameter of it was just large enough to get lodged onto the hosel of the club.
Okay.
Right? So it's stuck down there, so to speak, right at the head. And then I've got another one with a little larger diameter on it, so it easily slides up and down the shaft, and I put the grip back on. So what you got is you got two washers. One of them is fixed by the head, and the other one slides up and down the head. And you make swings, and you try to snap your wrist so fast, the loose washer will slide down the shaft and smack into the other one and make a loud noise.
Okay.
Right? So you get the sound of what happens at release. You got two metal things banging together.
That might be a great way to just make sure that the timing is correct on your swing, not just that your body is moving in the right direction. In fact, there's a gizmo that's like $120 that does just that. Sounds like yours was a lot less expensive to create.
Yeah, actually it was. Oddly enough, I may have spent, I don't know, a few bucks on the grip and maybe a few pennies on the washers.
Yeah.
Yeah. but it wasn't official, and it wasn't marketed, and it wasn't, it's just one of those things I just built.
Yeah.
So in case you got a club laying around, kind of a cool way of going about it, right?
Most of us do have a club or two in the garage that will never see the light of day again for any practical purposes.
Use a steel shaft when you do that. Don't use a graphite shaft, because otherwise that washer is just going to, tear up that shaft.
Yeah. Doesn't make any difference in the noise, whether it's steel or graphite, though, because it's just the noise of the washer hitting washer, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but it'll just tear up that graphite shaft a little bit. You don't really want that. So.
Yeah. You ever thought of using like a nut with a larger hole in it so that the noise was louder?
Yeah, I did. Honestly, I thought about just not using a golf club at all. And so I tried to do this with a little piece of plumbing. And so I put a shaft in and I epoxied it into the head and, put a piece of plumbing on the back end. And so I gave it a little weight down there. And it did the same thing, but the whole thing was like, oh, why wasn't I using the club? Because it was weighted more appropriately when it was really a club.
Okay.
Because I was just kind of fudging it.
Yeah.
And really didn't come up with the weight. So there wasn't much point about putting a nut down there when I already had a club head to do the same thing.
I got you.
Stop the washer.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Cool beans.
So, yeah,
man.
I just did it with a golf club instead because it, just got easier.
I'm just saying that for those of us who can't get to the golf course an hour and a half before our tee time.
Yeah.
And can't hit a bucket of balls and spend 20 minutes on the putting green. Those
what are we doing to loosen up?
Yeah, those are great for loosening up.
Yeah.
Because I found that what helps me the most is to get there, because I can only get there like maybe 40 minutes before my tee time max. So that gives you time to check in, get acclimated, get the cart loaded up, and then hit the putting green and practice a little bit with putting.
You to load up a cart. Get the cart loaded up. Like that's an all-day affair or something?
It takes a few minutes.
What are you taking? You got a picnic table out there or something?
I'm just a little OCD about everything in its place, a place for everything,
Wow. What, do you want a trailer on the back of it too?
It would help. It would help immensely, man.
Got to take a long time to load up the cart. Jeez.
That bag's heavy. Give me a break.
That's your workout for the day. I got to get my bag out of my trunk of my car. It takes a good 10 minutes.
That's right. That's how it works. Well, what you do is you pick up the cart, you drive to the car, and you load it up, and then you come back and you get, that's, unless of
You're
course
not one of those guys who's got so much stuff in his bag that he has to unzip and take everything out of the bag just to make it light. It clubs out too, just to make it light enough to get out of the trunk and then put it all back in. So you put it on the cart. You're not that guy, are you?
No, I'm not that guy.
Okay, good. Wow. I was going to say, we might have to have a little problem here.
There's a lot of things I am. That guy is not one of them.
The only thing you really need. Right?
Okay.
Matter of fact, we're going to do that now that we mentioned it. We're going to have a whole show on things you actually need. All right, so back to this, our topic of the moment of, what do I got to do to kind of make it loose? If I don't want to go out and buy one of those, an orange whip type product, how about taking two golf clubs and sticking them together? Grab two out of your bag, hold them together, and start swinging them around.
Okay.
Loosen up a little bit. Make that thing a little bit bigger. The whole point was to stretch a little bit, get your body ready to go.
Right.
I know. A lot of people go, yeah, what about getting my mind ready to go? I got to have some beverages. Okay.
Yeah, well, you can be that
that's
guy.
That's like a whole different show, too.
Yeah, the two.
Like a whole different show.
The 2 irons work for loosening up, but I just like, because it's so heavy at the bottom and because the shaft is so flexible, it basically pulls you further in both directions when you swing. It pulls your body further, thus stretching more than you would normally. That's all I'm saying.
I like the use of the word thus there. Nice work. Your teachers would be proud of you on that one.
You're quite welcome. We got a listener. I did it again. We have a listener.
Yeah.
Who wants to talk on the radio, and he's coming up next. Hang out with us. We are those Weekend Golf Guys. During this whole COVID lockdown, I've been telling people I like to sleep in sweatpants. And when they ask me why, I tell them it's so I can get up, roll out of bed, already dressed for work. Pretty soon, we're going to be going back to work, at least getting back out in public a little bit. And that's why I am excited about our new partner, Public Rec. They make leisure wear in waist and inseam sizes because comfort starts with a better fit. I've got some of their pants. They're my favorites. They're best-selling. They're called all-day, everyday pants. And then what it is a more stylish alternative to sweatpants and a much more comfortable alternative to jeans. I never had pants fit this well. I've never had pants feel this comfortable, yet look this cool. You look sharp. It's great for lounging at home, going to work, heading to the bar, wherever. Play golf in it. You can do everything. Public Rec rarely discounts their stuff. But right now, they have an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Go to publicrec.com/golfguys and use the promo code golfguys to receive 10% off. That's Public Rec, REC. And use our promo code GolfGuys for 10% off.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Hi, I'm Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. After I left baseball, I just couldn't stay in shape like I used to. Turns out, once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone, and that can make it harder to get into shape. So I got back into the game with Nugenics. I'm feeling stronger with a lot more energy and drive. You want to get back into shape? Get Nugenics. All you have to do is send one simple text.
Frank's right. Just text SPARK to 321-321 to get a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenics, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Its unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate.
And guys, she'll like the difference too.
Nugenic samples are not available in stores. To get your complimentary bottle, text SPARK to 321-321. That's SPARK to 321-321.
Thanks for hanging. We are back, those weekend golf guys. I'm John Ashton in the studio. He is Jeff Smith. Golf Cave, Timbergate Golf Course in Edinburgh, Indiana. And out in Bakersfield, California, we have a listener named Marco.
I'm a loyal listener to your show, I could say.
All right. You're the one.
Yeah, I enjoy it. So, I just wanted to thank you guys and appreciate what you guys do for the golfing community. I'm a beginner or a new member of. Consider myself. Man, it's been great. I loved it. It's something I didn't expect I would like. If you were to ask me a couple years ago, hey, let's go out and play some golf, I would probably say, no, you're crazy. I ain't trying to hit. I'm not trying to do that. And now it's just I'm looking for an excuse to be out there.
How long did it take you to get hooked, Marco?
Actually, the first ball I hit.
Yeah.
The first ball I hit. Yeah. That's how long it took me.
That's the average.
If you want to hear If you want to hear my little story, it starts something like, so I'm washing my boss's RV because they're heading out on a family trip. And one of his sons pulls up to the driveway and brings out a couple clubs and sits in the front of the yard and starts hitting clubs over to the front of the pasture. I don't know if he just started banging balls out there, and I was watching the RV and I said, oh, that's pretty cool. So he never went to pick them up. They take off and I go to pick one up. I know there was a club over in the garage. So I said, I'm going to go pick one of those balls up and I'm going to give it a go. Didn't know anything about clubs. Didn't know anything about a tee. Just thought a golf ball was a golf ball. A stick is a stick. And you hit it and it flies and you go get it. I go to use a little pen cap as my tee and stick it in the grass, grab that club and swing at it, and it just goes directly towards where I was aiming, according to myself, and it just flies, man. It just flew, and it blew my mind, and I said, no way. Obviously it was luck, because I went to go get it again, and it didn't turn out to be that great of a shot, but I said, hey, if I did it once, I might be able to do this again.
That's right. If the golf gods do that to you, Marco, they make your first one almost perfect, and you say to yourself, this is such an easy game, and you're hooked, and then for the next 3 years, you can't get back there.
We always remember those great.
Right. Hey, and golf gives you a lot of bad ones.
Yes,
I wouldn't want to talk about those right now.
No. What was the problem you had that got you interested in talking to Jeff, man?
I think my iron game is, well, obviously all my game is not at its finest or super great, but I'm not very confident with my irons, so I'll take alternative routes. I'll go easy on my hybrid or hit that hard pitching wedge, or I'll I'll hit irons. I'll just have to, since I know I constantly chunk, if I'm going to hit a 7-iron, then I'll go 6 just in case I don't hit it as well.
Right.
But what happens is that you end up hitting it so good and you're far off. So that's why I kind of reached out to Jeff just to see what I could get some help on iron striking. Reason why I'm reaching out.
So what kind of conversations you had with him last night, Jeff?
Well, it was pretty interesting. Marco, earlier I told John about the thought about, printing up some stickers, printing up some things with pictures of John on them and putting them on your golf ball so you can hit them harder, right? Keeps your focus on trying to smack the big mustache, right? So, I mentioned to John about that little thought. Really, we were talking about, Marco said he had trouble with his landing spot. Effectively, a lot of people have the same issue. It's where does the club land? Where does it first touch the ground? And we talked about how golf ball position in your stance, in your swing, is one of the determining factors on where that's going to be. And I gave him the example of, let's say that I had 3 golf balls to make this point. So I've got one out by my back shoulder and one right in the middle and one up by my front shoulder. And I asked him, I said, okay, Marco, which 2 balls do I have to have forward momentum on the club to hit? And he's like, well, of course, it's the farthest forward and also the one in the middle. Because he realizes that when you take a backswing, the club's back behind you, and it's behind where the center of your body used to be. So you got to have some forward momentum on that club. So your body has to turn and start twisting toward the target. Your arms have to send the club toward the target. So those 2 ball positions right there would make the club be moving more forward. But the one that was on the back shoulder or the back foot, right?
Right.
That club wouldn't be really moving more forward. It'd be moving downward.
Right.
Then the more that you move a ball back, the more you're removing the forward swing, the forward motion of the club. You're more directing the club downward at the ground. And the trouble with that is you're going to start landing the club closer and closer and closer to your right foot, your right shoulder on that side, that back shoulder. So that's what a lot of people have to come to grips with, so to speak, is ball position.
Yeah.
And say, okay, how do we make sure that we move this thing forward into the ball? One of the things that I mentioned to Marco would be a great thing to do would be to place the ball on a tee and use an iron. I do this a lot with players if they're hitting it fat, just to get them big mental picture of I've got to be moving this thing more forward. So what I do is I have them put a ball on a short tee, but I have them put it forward of center by a couple 3 golf balls. So it's over there by for right-handed golfers, the left hip joint or the mid-collarbone, about where the logo on your shirt is, John.
Right.
And then hit it with an iron, which means you have to be still moving the club down, but it's also moving forward. So then all of a sudden you realize you've got to turn more forward and make that whole thing move more forward. So a drill like that makes everybody move the club down and forward better because they got to go get that ball that's just out there.
Yeah. Did you take my name in vain with Marco? Because I was just wondering if Jeff, besmirched my reputation by telling me our history. The first time that Jeff and I actually played golf together, I was doing the same thing. The ball was way back in my stance on my iron shots.
Right.
I wasn't chunking them as much because for some reason I had adapted to that ball position, but I did have what I referred to as a power draw.
I have the opposite of that. I have the power fade.
Okay. But ball position, man, is 99.3% of the problem. When you get the ball position right, it seems that everything else just kind of flows right into place.
Did you notice John's deflection? He said 99.3% of the problem was not him. Did you hear that? Like, the rest of our listeners heard that, right?
I kind of had that. I got that a little bit of that glance, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to doubt him.
Okay.
Good move, Marco.
But Marco's the new co-host of the show, anyway. Something I did tell John that we're going to talk about was the amount of practice you invest in this is the amount of results you'll get out of it. So I don't know, John, if you want to, if you want to agree with that.
Did you pay him to say that, Jeff?
I did not.
No, he did not.
Here's the best part about that is he understands the Allen Iverson post and the comments about practice. Marco gets this. It's pretty strong, right? He's figured it out, John.
Yeah.
You put into something, you get it out.
Yeah, how about that, huh?
How about that?
In almost a 1-to-1 ratio.
Almost.
So have you been able to work on anything that Jeff suggested yet, man?
Well, actually, I just spoke to him last night, so he went over a couple things with me that could help out, obviously, in my swing and on my ball striking.
Sure.
But one of them is, I think sometimes too is we try to manipulate that swing to where we think it's going to be better instead of trusting that one swing you're always going to have.
Right.
That same contact with the ground. That what was that you called it, Jeff?
I call it the landing spot.
Right. Instead of trying to manipulate the landing spot because of what you think is how you want to take the shot. So I think that's something I need to work on, and it was very helpful. So
fantastic.
Can't wait to get out there and try it.
And it gives you an excuse to get out too. And you always say, listen, I got to go practice, man. I got to go practice.
Yeah.
I was going to say the one thing you said earlier too about how, because you're not as confident with your irons as you should be, you usually club up a little bit to make sure that you can make up for mishitting. And what you do is, because you know you should hit a 7, but you have a 6 in your hand, you do it nice and slowly, nice and smooth, nice and gentle, which is what you're supposed to do anyhow. And that's why the thing that happens a lot too is you find when somebody's like out on a par 5, and let's say they're 240 away from the green, and there's a group on the green. And they go, well, I'm going to hit my 3-wood because there's no way I can hit my 3-wood 240. But just in case you don't put as much oomph into it as you normally do, and you find yourself swinging nice and smooth, the timing is right, the tempo's right, and that ball goes at least 238 and scares the hell out of the guys on the green.
Oh, I've done it. And I went up to apologize to say, hey, guys, I am so sorry.
Yeah, I don't hit it that far. It wasn't me.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, Marco, man, appreciate you jumping on here. It was fun to talk to you, man.
So
thank you so much.
Right, I want Marco to go out and practice a little bit more, right, and send me another email. I want to know what you're doing, and then we're going to help out some more, and then I want to bring you back on the show. We'll talk about it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
You'll be the case.
Hey, man,
get a little love out of Bakersfield, California.
There you go. Thank you so much. Yeah. Shout out to Bakersfield, California.
Yes. And
golf in town. A golf in town. This place is, I mean, I don't know. I think golf is picking up everywhere, and
it is.
You can see it happening here. So that is really cool.
Just a little quick thing. We're doing a survey. What's the average greens fee out there, man? What do you pay normally to play?
So the thing is, there's a lot of public courses, and they range from, if you're teeing up early morning and you don't have an app to get a special discount or anything, you're just paying normal, you're paying around $50 to $60 to get out there.
Okay.
At a convenient time. But if you wait for, good hours would be like twilight hours, which start like at 3 here, which is good.
Yeah.
You're paying $29 to get on the course.
Not bad at all.
And if everybody keeps their pace, in 4 hours you're out of there. So
yeah.
So
cool.
You beat the sunset. So
all right.
Yeah, it's pretty fair. It's pretty fair.
You know, there's no problem, man. Is you may be a recent addict to the game, but as long as you're playing 18 in 4 hours, man, you're doing something right.
It's crazy because I try to hit it at weekdays. I get off work and I try to get there before 5 or at 5, and I'm running through that course. And right now I've gotten through 16 holes before in 2 hours and a couple minutes. So
cool.
I'm trying to try to play for my money, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's what I say. You don't have to play well. Just don't play slow, and no one will worry about it. No one will worry about it. All right, Marco. Again, man, good to meet you, and good luck with your working with Jeff. He's a genius, and you'll be playing great golf. You probably lose about what's your average right now for 18 holes?
So I would say in the low 90s.
Okay. He'll have you in the low 80s in a couple of months.
That'd be sweet. I actually hit 86, and that felt really good. So that was
yes,
cool.
It does. 79 feels even better, man.
Oh man.
I right, I'll tell you what, Marco. Here we are. We're on the air now. I'll tell you what's going to happen, right? I'm going to send you an email invitation sometime today, and it's going to be an email invitation to my golf platform that I worked with people on remotely, right? And we're going to do this at no charge. You get us. You're on our radio show. You're a friend of the show. You're going to get me to work with you remotely through the Iconic Golf platform. I got you at no charge. John's picking up the tab on this.
Oh, thank you, John. Thank you, John.
Anytime, man.
I knew I wanted to meet him for a reason.
That's it.
Jeff is the most.
Because you want to smack that mustache.
Jeff is the most generous man with other people's money that you will ever meet. He really is. And if he ever asks you out for a drink, don't go because you'll get stuck with the tab one way or the other. Okay.
Hey, that would be a pleasure. Anytime you guys are in California, you guys have a home. So
I appreciate that,
yes,
Marco.
Sir.
We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
We will talk to you again, and thanks for calling in and participating with us here on those Weekend Golf Guys. I want to talk to you about a company called Supply. Supply brings the barbershop-style shaving experience right into the convenience of your own home. You know, the Single Edge is a fully metallic single-blade razor designed to provide the closest, most comfortable shave ever. And using a single blade to shave minimizes the risk of irritation, bumps, and ingrown hairs. It's great for head shaving, and it's great for women, too. The Single Edge comes with 3 proprietary shave settings. There's sensitive, there's comfortable, and there's ultra close. So you can customize your shave to your preferences. The best part is the injector blades the Single Edge uses are non-proprietary. That means they've been in production for hundreds of years and you can buy them from multiple brands. A 3-month supply costs you about $6. So you save a ton in the long run. Shaving cream and post-shave are alcohol-free. Skincare products are water-free. And they all have no harmful chemicals and are organic, sustainable, and food grade. All products come with a 100-day trial and a lifetime warranty. Go to supply.co and use promo code GOLF to save 15%. That's supply.co.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Generic sildenafil allows you to save up to $650 on Viagra. Why pay name brand prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get the same results for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 50 generic sildenafil pills for just $99. Call 800-705-4051. That's 800-705-4051. Again, 800-705-4051.
Of course, we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/golfguys. We would love it if you were to go there and like us. Facebook.com/golfguys. And we are back, those Weekend Golf Guys. John Ashton here, Jeff Smith there, and man, Marco, man, is he's very happy he found you.
Yeah, he is. It was pretty cool to get a phone call, or to get an email, and then I set up a phone call and talked to him. He was pretty excited last night.
We're going to make it possible for everybody, anyone who wants to do that. If you say, man, that sounds cool, I wish I could talk directly to Jeff, well, you can. We're going to do this thing. It's called, you ready for this? $5golfclub.com, right?
Yep.
You go to $5golfclub.com, and yeah, it's going to cost you $5 a month to join, but you're going to get a audio short podcast version of Jeff's quick fix, be 15 minutes or so on a specific topic. If it's your topic, well, that's fine. If you want Jeff to do your topic, just get in touch with Jeff and say, hey, this is my problem. What do I do? And he will do as he did with Marco. There's a few other spiffs you can get too, like an uncut version of the show. I'm going to tell you, we don't do the show live. We record it because we want to make sure that nothing untoward gets on the air. But that doesn't mean that things that are untoward are not said. There are.
See, this is where John makes me clean it up completely. Because if we're going to put an uncut thing out there, I got to really watch my P's and Q's now.
Yeah. So for a little extra money, you can get a totally uncut version of the show. No commercials in it. This is just raw. This is the way this is what happens as soon as we're done recording it and the editors and the censors haven't gotten to it yet. And then for a little bit more, you can actually access Jeff's video direct training platform on Iconic Golf. In a nutshell, check it out, man. It's a great deal. It's a $5golfclub.com. And we would welcome your participation. And come on, this is the year to break. Insert your number here. And whatever that number is, Jeff can do it for you. You want to break 100, 90, 80?
You know what? There's a lot of nine hole players out there. They want to break 50.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They get they're in their 9-hole league and they want to break 40. Let's do it, folks.
This is the year, buddy.
Let's do it.
This is the year. Yep. Check it out, $5golfclub.com. Check out the show, thoseweekendgolfguys.com. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/golfguys. On Twitter at WKND Golf Guys. And Instagram is weekend_golf_guys. How about that?
Pretty darn good.
Until next time we get together, pick up a club, swing it a little bit, and then, hey, go play some golf.